Hey folks, Elaine Marolakos Edelson here with AstrologyMojo, and I want to help you get your mojo back. So if you're new to me and you don't know that I say that the planets don't do anything to us, that we live in a cooperation with the cosmos. When the planets make a move via aspects and angles in astrology, it only reflects your potential choices. You're the one who's actually making the choice. Be empowered. And, and I used to believe the opposite. And then I grew, and then I've had experiences. Because remember, my first and foremost profession is as a modern mystic, as intuitive channel. And I know I've showed this to you before, but if you haven't seen it, I want to show you this comparison because we're in a really powerful time that, we are influenced by everything, but the weather, what you ate yesterday, your moods, right? Chemical, biology. When you align body and mind, the spirit can flow freely. And when it does, it shows in a physical form. And so when I used to work holistic fairs, primarily doing trance channeling or just the channel itself, and I would use astrology for timing mostly. This is what I looked like at the time. This is one of the first aura cameras that came out from Kodak. And that's what I look like when I'm channeling, when I'm doing readings. I mean, you can see my team in spirit, there's downloads, my heart is open, fire, orange, healing energy. And then I wanted to purposefully show people what it looked like when I'm scatterbrained and crazy and withheld and all that stuff in the middle of just being in my head. And then I went and had a photograph taken. So that's what I look like when my heart is closed, my head is just filled with stuff to do and I can't negotiate it. And look at all that creative energy up top that wants to come through and it can't. And there's a lot of anger on that side and frustration. So, excuse me, we are everything all at once. And what I want you to do is start to recognize that during these times of transformation, that if you adhere to one thing, let it be presence of mind, body, spirit. Because what you believed, what you were taught to believe, anchors in a neuron in your brain, and then you operate from the same operating system like a computer over and over and over again. If you don't update the system, you're bound to crash. And I mean intellectually, emotionally, physically. So, and that's just us moving through time and experiencing life. When I do these oracle readings, I want you to realize that it's not the cards that are giving you the information, it's your higher inner being. Because people will say to me, well, how do you do like a group reading and give a card thing? Because I want to show you. I want you to pick your portal. That's the image that I have for you today, and I'll show you that in a second. But I want you to realize that you're the one, your higher inner being is downloading into your brain and your body, because we are sentient, celestial, eternal beings. Be empowered. You're the one who's making the choice, or the choices. And if you come up against a limitation, like, yeah, and I've said this before and people have laughed at me, laughed because it's amusing, yeah, I can't be friends with anyone named, Isabel, or I won't date anyone named Frank because I met somebody and that's what they were like. And I just, so that you create this limitation, or you won't go outside in the rain because the last time you did, you slipped and you fell and you hurt yourself, and now you have fear. So any kind of limitation that you have in your brain, it's like, nope, I'm not going to do that. If you know you're not going to do that, because apologies, because my husband needs the phone today and the phone is ringing now. So sorry about that. That's going to happen. But if you know that something is your truth and it works for you, know it until you don't know it. And that means when you don't know, what you don't know is coming. And that looks like suddenly you get a diagnosis, or suddenly you're rear-ended and you're like, what? I meditate, I pray, I'm so present, I do all these wonderful things. And how come that person rammed into me? Well, some part of your energy is disassociated. Some part of your energy is not aligned, and that's okay. There's no judgment. It's not right or wrong or indifferent. It's just what's happening and validating who you are in that moment. So that's why we want to bring it together, sing kumbaya, and focus on what we can do to help ourselves be as present as possible. I just want to briefly touch, and thank you for being here. Please remember to share, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, or you see me on Instagram, please understand that what we're doing today is valid in any time frame. If you're watching this 6 months from today's date, which is April 18th, 2024, then it's coming to your awareness. That's it. There's no such thing as time except now. Who are you? You're everything. Where are you? You're now. So when people ask me hey, Elaine, how's it going? Everything, everywhere, all at once. But let's just stay focused on where we are right now. And this oracle reading is going to be you choosing a portal. Now, this portal can be for your sun, rising, and moon. It can be for a specific issue. And when I mentioned Jupiter and Uranus, I just want to briefly, you know what, let me share the screen so I have to stop sharing the screen because I'm sharing the screen. Presente, share the screen. La, la, la. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Thanks, honey. He was on the phone when I tried to turn off the phone. He's just going to lower the volume now and unplug everything. Okay, so here's what we're looking at right now. In astrology, this is a chart. If you're new to it, I use equal house. I find it to be a little bit more accurate, as some of them, like Regiomantis and Placidus, they don't cover the whole of the earth. And there's other different types of astrology as well, Vedic. There's a whole lot of stuff, but this is what I'm using right now. And when I see a combination of Saturn and Mars in conjunction within 8 degrees, that's a conjunction. And then look at Mercury and Venus conjunction. And then there's Jupiter and Uranus conjunction, exact degrees. And it won't happen again in our lifetime. I believe it's the year 2107 that Uranus and Taurus will conjunct in Taurus. I'm sorry, Jupiter and Uranus will conjunct in Taurus again is the year 2107. Now, the last time it conjuncted exact degree was in 1941, I think, 1940-41. And there was a whole lot of technological advancement made for war, but also for the advancement of studies for health, for women's roles in society as well. So there's an advancement and expansion. That's what Jupiter represents, is expansion. Could be philosophical, it could be travel, it could be cultural, it could be through publishing. You know, there's little sub definitions, but expansion. And if it's a negative focus, then it's negative expansion. So it's not positive or negative. The planets aren't positive or negative. They're not conscious of their movements unless you're in the club of the Originists that formed in the 2nd century, that they believe that the planets are controlling us. I do not believe that. So Uranus, these are symbols. So Uranus represents technological advancement, wind, water, electricity. It is not the water bearer as depicted and misconstrued for Aquarians. It is the energy of transformation and change, the winds of change, the currency, whether that be money, whether that be actual wind and or water and electricity combined, making technology. So when I see this conjunct in Taurus, plus we're having a solar eclipse in Aries, and plus we're on the tail end, but it could last all year for the lunar eclipse in Libra. The eclipses show us the what you've been creating. And those of you who had eclipse readings recently or are about to have eclipse readings, we're going to get into this in detail in your chart. and what you're creating and manifesting, because the things aren't just happening to you. You are bringing them to you by your awareness, or what's under the surface and what you need to become aware of. And then you have your breakthrough. And so with this happening now, when you choose your portal, and I'll show you the images, I can't show more than one image in this program, unfortunately, but when you choose your portal, there's 3 to choose from, and I'm talking doors or openings. You're going to align with a message possibly that deals with what you're valuing as far as technology is concerned, and or where you're putting your money, how you'd like to expand on that. And it's not just about money. It's okay, we're coming into the 21st century. Some people are just waking up to, I got to learn how to use a cell phone. I believe it or not, I know someone who just went through that, and he's 65 years old. I'm going to learn how to use a cell phone. So it's like you're broadening your horizons. And then with Jupiter, it is about really claiming the compassionate part of you that does not judge. So if you find yourself judging, and it's a spontaneous thing that comes out of all of us, and that is, oh my gosh, why would she say that? That's so blah. It's okay. They are where they are. Their consciousness and their reality has nothing to do with you. So if you need entertainment, you can scroll through TikTok, right? Or Instagram, or flip the channels, because your attention span now, according to Harvard, is less than 10 seconds, 7 to 10 seconds for one thing. So to grab your attention and to capture your mind from spiraling off in different directions, what I'd like you to do is just get centered right now as we listen to 2 sounds, 2 tones. I hope I don't blow out your eardrums, or I hope you can hear them. So I also work with frequencies as an energy worker. And I want you to just get present and understand that I'm going to have my striker and my little angel tuner, but I want you to get present and understand that the planets in any constellation only ever mirror what you're undergoing. And yes, you can look to the planets and the signs for answers, but it's only reflecting back to you what you're blind to about your own consciousness. What am I not seeing? I asked myself on my morning walk this morning, it's like, oh yeah, I want an answer to this question. No, I don't. Because then I'll keep asking the question and not getting the answer or not hearing it. So I had to ask it in a different way. And by stating it, and I said to my higher inner self, I am ready for the core of this issue. The core. I am ready to recognize and see the core of this pattern, so that I am turned inward instead of looking outward. Now, the things on the outside only ever validate who we are on the inside. And I don't mean validate in a happy, positive, high five, way. It's if something's happening to you and it's in your face, it's because your energy is vibrating the same frequency. That's it. Now, we all tend to put a plus or a minus on that. So be as neutral as positive, especially during this reading, this oracle reading. We're looking at what you are creating for May. I like to do it at least a week or 2 in advance, and I won't be in town next week, so that's why we're doing it today. Usually the last Thursday of every month, I'm doing oracle readings, and I want you to find your most highest, best inner moment and create that bridge to what you want to manifest, collapse time and space beyond space, time, dimensions, karmic experience. It's not good or bad. It's just the action, dharma, the path, karma, the action upon the path, and then bring to you the reality that you would like to create next without the limitations. Now, the limitations are going to come up because we're used to creating a scenario, a narrative in our head that says, no, yeah, I can't do that. No, they don't do that. They won't do that. Okay, maybe they will. Let's create it. Maybe it can happen. I mean, I'm not saying you can control anything outside your own mind. You can't. You can persuade, but people make their own choices and create their own reality. So here we go. I'm going to start with an angel tuner. I'd like you to take a nice deep breath and get present, because we want to have fun. At the end of the day, we want to laugh. In the middle of the day, we want to laugh. I'm going to move to a 963 vibe, which is a 240.75 hertz, and that is considered the vibration of divinity. Okay, let's have some fun. I have to change up this thing here now. Stop the screen, presente. Now, thanks for being here, folks. Appreciate it. Okay, choose your portal. Take just a moment and tune into which opening represents you right now. And it can be an immediate reaction you had, immediate response you had. It can be a feeling. It can be, oh, that second door is definitely my sun sign, if you want to attach this to astrology, or my moon sign, you know. So it could be sun, rising, and moon. You might go, oh, this is my sun, this is my rising, this is my moon, or it can be, this is that health issue, this is my money issue, this is my whatever limitation issue. So I want you to just tune into what this could be for you and let me know in the comment section. Now, I don't do personal readings on Facebook or YouTube Live, but if you have a question about astrology, I'm happy to get to that. And also, as you're tuning in, you might start to feel that door opening even more or closing. So you might be clairaudient, you hear; clairsentient, you feel, smell, taste; clairvoyant, you see. So whichever sense you're using, I want you to tune in to these images right now. And I'm going to start with, for portal door number 1, I have chosen The Heavenly Bodies Astrology by Lily Ashwell. And I'll move that over here, running out of space. Thanks for being here. Come say hello to me. How is everyone? Say hi. Where are you from? All right. So if you chose Oracle reading door portal number 1, and there might be more than one card that comes out. Let's see. Oh, okay. So we have house 9 that came out for the first door. And house 9 in astrology is the house that is guided by Jupiter. And it basically has a busy kind of energy to it, which is traveling, higher education. It can be learning at an institution. It can be you teaching. It can be you coming up with a course that you want to sell online. It can be marketing. It can be you changing your mind. This card says spiritual growth at the bottom. So if you chose the first card, the first image, then you might be prone to either teaching or learning right now, something that will help to elevate your consciousness, your awareness, and or ground that new philosophy or that new learning, or the way you're teaching something. Could be to an actual class, or you're in a group, or you've begun a community to spread the word of whatever you're learning. Maybe you're an artist, maybe you're working in marketing, or you're teaching someone AI, whatever it is going on for you. If you chose the first portal, the first door, there's some spiritual growth going on in this image. Now, let me just make this a little smaller. Okay. In this image, you will see the heart that has wings. And so if you're about to do something, or you're doing, and I see, they look like owls and falcons up above. But if you're about to do something or initiate something that does not speak to your heart fully, then you have your answer. If you are about to do something, but you're excited about it, but yet feel delayed or uncertain, you need to give yourself time until you feel certain, because there's no pushing the river. So there is no urgency to spirituality, is what I'm saying. There's no urgency. There's not like, oh my God, I better take this now, because, you know, that's emotions. That's a chemical reaction in your body based on concepts that might be outdated. So let's look at, if you chose door number 1, I used to be a big fan of Let's Make a Deal. If you chose this, I'm not going to pull a clarifier card in a moment, but if you chose this for 1, it could be that you're ready to expand beyond what you've already grown into, and you have a talent. Maybe you're ready for publishing. Ninth house is also publishing and writing, editing. It could be the law. Maybe you're thinking of going to law school. Maybe you're done with law school and you want to teach kindergarten class or something. So whatever is happening for you, portal number 1. Every time I say door number 1, I think of Monty Hall and what's behind curtain number 1. So what is it? Let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 creatures flying, and I'm thinking that they are falcons. One looks like a dove. I don't know what I'm looking at, an owl. But there are 7 of them, and that's an inner number. That's a number that in numerology that deals with inner reflection and research and the lone wolf kind of energy and going in to know yourself even more. So let's pull a clarifier for that. And hello. Hey, Kate's here. Hi, Kate. Oh, okay. So the clarifier for that, for portal number 1, is bravery, a pioneering spirit, and instigation. It deals with the cardinal signs. And the cardinal signs in astrology are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So if you are any version of sun, rising, or moon, Aries, Libra, Cancer, or Capricorn, especially since we're in an eclipse energy of Aries and a lunar eclipse in Libra, cardinal energy. Cardinal energies are people who, and this, you don't have to be, you could be a Pisces, a mutable energy. You could be a Taurus, a fixed energy. But if you pick the first portal, and this is the clarifier card to teaching and learning to become more spiritually based, then it's time you take the lead. It's time you pull up your pants and put on your big person shoes and go, I got this. I can do this. Because if you're questioning, oh, do I know enough? Do I have enough money? What if they don't accept me? I am applying to a college for secondary education or my master's degree. What if I don't get in? Or I choose not to finish college and I want to start my own business. Am I crazy, or people are telling me I'm crazy? So it's about being courageous. And look at the match. You know, we're lighting the candle. And we're taking that first, that spark that says, this is for me. I know what I'm doing. This is for me. So if you chose the first deck, come and tell me. Say hi. Tell me what portal speaks to you right now, and possibly for what. Is it health? Is it finances? Is it making a business decision? Because we're going to move on now to deck portal number 2. Okay, for portal number 2, we are looking at the Starseed Oracle and guidebook, Rebecca Campbell and Danielle Noel. Okay, so if someone approaches you in my Facebook Lives to solicit, just ignore them and I will block the user and delete them. Okay. It happens. Okay, so let's get on to portal numero 2. And Here, there you go. You can pick your door number. We're moving on to number 2. Oh, that was quick. Okay. So for the second door, we have star ancestors. That's pretty appropriate. I love that. And there is a cosmic connection for you. And I'm going to show you this up close because it's hard to see on this one, but I want you to look at that. You have ancestors up above. So ancient ancestors, yes. Starseed, celestial connections, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. So if you chose this one, and this one kept coming out, I want you to look at, this one came out on its own. So I want you to look at your perspective. To gain some wisdom, if you chose the second door. Now it leads up towards something that is illuminated. And if you're down here, you're standing down here and you're wondering, hey, what's up there? I need a different perspective. And then we get this card that says your star ancestors are showing up. There's a connection that needs to be made or reignited or established or understood. So moving up the stairs and into the light is no different than you gaining perspective on who you are. You're not just some separate person, some being, some idea of who you could be. You're a celestial, eternal, sentient being. You're an extension of light. And as such, you have power. So if you are feeling powerless, this particular card, and I'm going to pull a clarifier, even though this one came out with it, gaining perspective on your ancestors and your lineage. Scientifically, we carry stem cells in our body and DNA related to previous trauma that was not ours. That's a scientific thing. So people will say, oh yeah, it's karma. You're not cursed. If that's what you're thinking. In fact, it is the opposite. You're being introduced or reintroduced to the spirits, the guides, the energies that are all around you because you are a part of the team. Now, ancestrally speaking, if there is something in the bloodline that, every generation where there's somebody that, does this thing, or they become a drug addict or an alcoholic, or, it's passed down in the genes, you can break that pattern. Or, oh yeah, your great-great-great-great-grandfather was an artist, just like, the generations following, or a seer, or someone who, my mother read Turkish coffee grinds and did readings. And before that, I was told there were others in the family who had that gift. So yes, it is passed down. But also, before you're even born on this planet, you're given an opportunity to say, what would I like to do next? How would I like to be? There are no contracts. There are no contracts. That's a limitation. There are no contracts. You decide to come to create, period, done. End of story. How you choose to create and what you experience while you're here, you pick people you want to be part of your family and your clan. And you go, oh yeah, I like the way their DNA looks. I want to look like that. I want to be raised in that kind of an environment, in the cold weather or the tropical weather or the whatever. And I want to experience, there's no judgment when you're in spirit form. So I want to see and I want to experience what it's like to be that. And then create from there. And that's what you did. And now you're somewhere along the line, you lost connection with that. And now you are reconnecting to that. So let me just get another clarifier card on this star ancestor, gaining perspective so that you can reunite with your ancestry, which is celestial. And you're an extension of light. So let's step up. Literally, as in the image, you're stepping up. All right. Oh, this makes so much sense. and that is lifting the veil. So if you chose the second portal, there's some part of you that believes you're not connected. Questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So the things that no longer represent who you are, and it doesn't mean they're toxic or they're bad or, you know, you have a judgment, negative judgment against them. They could just be, I'm done with that. I'm good with that. I bless you. I release you. And so when you lift the veil to your own belief systems, that's when you start to alter the neuroplasticity in your brain, and you do one new thing a day that leads you toward your joy. Pick the 5 things that you love doing the most. And they could be anything. They don't have to cost money. Spend a lot of time on it. But 5 things you love doing the most. What are your favorite feelings? Because we want to lift the vibration. And when you raise your vibration and you are resonating a frequency, suddenly the veil parts and you see a truth. Now, in some circles, it's called Johari's window. Joseph, somebody, and Harry, somebody, were 2 psychologists that came up with this definition for what happens when you psychologically grasp a greater meaning. And it's a blip and you go, I just caught a glimpse of, wait a minute, what was it? Oh, it's like having a dream, but you're awake. And who's to say who's dreaming and who's awake? But lifting the veil is like Johari's window. And that is, you get a glimpse of something that is your truth in this moment. Now, it doesn't last long because it's like a peek through the window and you go, oh, how do I get there? How do I move the veil out of the way? Oh my gosh, maybe if I meditate a little more, maybe if I question why that people, that group, that whatever is in my life, and why do I allow it? Why do I allow someone who puts me down in my friend circle? Why do I allow myself to say no when I mean yes, or vice versa? Say yes when I mean no. So if I need to set a boundary, if I need to grow, if I need to change, I have to lift the veil and see, I am the magnet for everything in my world. And lifting the veil is said perfectly right here. Anything unaligned must go. If it doesn't res with who you are, you bless it, you release it. Done. Drop the mic. All right. Is this helping you? Come say hello. We are almost into May, yes, and things are going to settle down energetically a little bit, but we are growing fast. And the next set of eclipses in September and October, Pisces and Libra, are really going to set the stage for your next accomplishment. And it can be so simple. It can be, oh, I really did want to get a degree in that. Or, oh, I really need to treat my body better. Or allow myself to, go do that thing. I want to learn flamenco dancing. Go. Okay. And that's why I like using astrology for timing, because it will show when I read it energetically. You could look at any chart and you can go, oh yeah, this means that, or this person is that kind of person, but until the actual soul is imprinted on the chart, you're not reading the person. You're just reading a chart. That's why I say astrology is great for timing, and it also shows you exactly what the potentials are and where the blind spots are. Okay, so now for door numero tres, right here, we are looking at Denise Linn, the Sacred Forest Oracle. So pick your door if you're just joining us. And if you have chosen the third portal, it's going to be, air spirit, knowledge. Ooh, here is a gal in what looks like a Viking fairling with a swan. It's got a swan crest. There she is. Air spirit, knowledge. So portal number 3, A number is number 1 too. The other ones don't have numbers, so I can't do numerology on those. But this is about independent spirit. This is about knowing what you know and putting it out into the world. So if you have something, what's interesting for me is because when I saw these portals, I immediately chose the third one. Okay, now I understand why. Knowledge. If you know something, put it out into the world. Create a course, an online course, teach a class down the block. Maybe it's a yoga class you want to do. Maybe it's Reiki. Maybe it has to do with learning astrology. Maybe it has to do with not being afraid, regardless of the industry or field, but not being afraid to say what you want to say and owning it. And it's not boastful to own it. But if you're not being asked in a group environment and you just start spouting all of your information because you know what you know, and it's falling on deaf ears, you have to tune into what's happening in front of you as well. So it's all about tuning in, no matter what you're doing, whichever portal you've chosen. But I want to pick a clarifier for this one. Oh, I just put that back. I just mixed it in. Air spirit. It's somewhere in there. Oh, well. Whoops. Okay. So I'm trying not to hit the microphone. Hey, thanks for being here. Please like, share, subscribe. Come say hello. What is it that you want to create? Because we're all creating something. People will say to me all the time, oh my gosh, Elaine, I want to manifest this. I want to manifest that. And I don't know how to manifest. And it's like, well, sure you do. Look at your life. You made that. Everything in there, everything in your world is because of you. So that's pretty cool. All right. So, if you chose portal number 3, we had air spirit, and I accidentally no, there's no accidents. I wasn't paying attention because I was talking, but I mixed it back into the deck. That's okay. This one came out next, and that is the Forest Temple of Enlightenment, and that is a number 19. So that tells me right there, number 19, enlightenment. Oh, and it even matches the colors. Oh, I can't. But it matches the colors of the portal, of the third portal. And here's what I like about it. If you've got knowledge and you have something to teach or share with the world, whether it's in a formal setting, brick and mortar type of set, a business setting. Oh, I just learned about stocks and bonds and, whatever. And I'm going to teach a group at the local high school. Great. But the biggest thing is it's like saying my people are 20 minutes behind me because I just came out to share this. And when I see the number 19, what I'm looking at is someone with some sort of poverty consciousness, and you're right at the end of clearing it. What is poverty consciousness? Poverty consciousness is some part of you. We all have it, by the way. It's not a good or bad thing, but we're all taught, oh, there's not enough. We don't have enough money to buy those extra toys at Christmas, or we don't have enough money to get you those pair of shoes, or, you can use hand-me-downs, so we all have some kind of poverty consciousness. And the poverty consciousness that I'm picking up, if you chose portal number 3, is that you're not enough. And that's what stopped you from sharing your stuff. So if you chose that one, it's time to own up that you are enough and to overcome the poverty, because poverty is the lack of, the idea that you lack something. Oh, I don't have a relationship, so I'm in debt. I don't have a great job, I'm in debt. I lack something. And so when we focus on what we don't have, that's what grows, because that's what we're being validated by. It's like every day I go to the same job. Okay, well, I don't like my same job. I don't want this same job because I got this, and this is what happened, and that was, and then I came home with a headache, and I woke up, and then every day you're telling the same narrative and the same story. But the knowledge part of you says, I'm done. So I'm cutting the ties and I'm going elsewhere. Now you've done that already, or you're about to, but I feel like it's like moving past behind you, and you're stepping into, I know something different. I know how to teach women this, what to do when you get a divorce and what paperwork to file, or, how to clean out your house. My husband just worked for a different client who had a team, a mother-daughter team, and they go in and they teach people how to organize their entire home. They're organizers, and that's their business. So you have a knowledge about something and you're ready to share it, or you're already sharing it, but you just can't seem to get to that next place. Well, your moment of enlightenment comes when we look at the 19 again at the bottom there. Sorry for the green screen. 19, and the 19, how it equals poverty consciousness is a 1. 1 is independence. 9 is the end. So if you've got a 1 and a 9 together before you add them together, which is Fadic addition, FADIC, we're looking at, oh my gosh, something is holding me back and I can't seem to end it. But I want to be independent because I know this stuff and I want to get it out there. When I first used my first client ever, I don't know, 40 years ago, I charged $35 for 90 minutes. And that was hard for me. I almost cried because I thought it was too much. And I thought, oh my gosh, yeah. Sure. So I kept projecting poverty onto people. That was my consciousness. It's like, oh man, yeah, that was hard. I grew up, in a 4-room apartment, all 4 of us. And yeah, we didn't have enough. And they always did their best at Christmas. And, but we couldn't go to dance class because we didn't have enough money. And we couldn't do that because we didn't have enough money. So there was the not enough syndrome that was crammed into my head. And I've overcome so much of that. And so when I look at this card, having picked it myself, and that was the question I asked this morning when I did my morning walk. It's like, I'm ready for the core seed. I'm ready to transform that into something that will blossom and grow because I'm done with the old pattern. And so are you. So I'm excited for you. Done with the old pattern because enlightenment is right around the corner. And she has a talisman on her chest that's lighting up. There's light within the temple. There's light sparkling down from the sky. So there's all these, the talisman on her chest is green, so we can't actually see it because I've got green screen. But it looks like that doorway, doesn't it? Wow. That's so cool. I love when that happens. So choosing this particular portal is just a validation and a reminder that keep going in your direction. And anytime you say, I can't, stop and ponder the answer again, and then go ask for help from someone who's already doing it. You can't, maybe somebody else is doing it and they can show you how. Or if you think, gosh, I've been doing this and doing this and doing this and nothing's changing. Well, then you got to change your mind. Because the moment you change your mind and do one new thing, try one new thing of food, you walk the same distance every day, change it up, run a quarter of the distance, then walk or skip or hop or go somewhere else and walk. You need something different to change it up. And that's going to pivot the whole energy sequence and get you going to the next place. Now, I'm just going to pull for each of the portals, one card from Moonology, Yasmin's deck, and just one final overall theme for every portal for each of you. And this is part of the wrap up. So I'm just going to move over here now. Okay. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing, liking, subscribing. Everyone's quiet today. No one came in to say hello except Kate. That's okay. Sometimes I do these shows in my jammies. Because I'm that, like, oh, cozy. And I don't feel like showing it. And maybe you don't either. All right. Overall, for everyone right now, Jupiter-Uranus connection. Okay, my friends, we are not in a full moon in Scorpio, but that's the card that came out for overall. It's time to release negativity, because whatever you're holding on to that starts to circle around in your brain like, and then they did that, or this happened, and then it didn't come. I was supposed to get the phone call, and and then it turns into something negative, and the negative turns to a judgment, and the judgment turns to a defense, and defense brings you right back to the spiral. So how do we release negativity? I want you to meditate for 3 to 5 minutes at some point today, and focus only on your inhalation, exhalation, the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in and breathe out, and then let thoughts and feelings just move. Just let them go. Just let them go. You don't have to attach. As soon as your mind starts attaching to a situation, a scenario, a repetitive thing, or something you saw on the news that you had a reaction to, okay, stop watching the news. And literally the word is Greek and it means what's new. Taneasu, what is your news? What's new for you? What is new? It doesn't mean turning on channel 7 or 22 or wherever you are and whatever it is and saying the same old for the past 2,000 years. What we want to do is create that new neuron in your brain that says, I'm going to neutralize and then expand on something in my heart that I am so grateful for. I am so grateful for my pillow, my comfy chair. I'm so grateful for that cup of tea that I love, the sound of the birds chirping. Find something. Once you find that neutral territory in your mind, thoughts will come and go. Do not attach. You let them go, and then train your mind like it's a child and say, oh yeah, I know that happened. But you know what I love? I love that I am loved. You know what I love? Those blue socks that I have. They're so cozy. Do you know what I love? And keep it neutral. It doesn't have to be about a person or thing, but find gratitude in what you're doing. And you will come to a place of neutrality. And then from there, everything grows. Everything expands. You change your vibration. And then what comes to you suddenly is what you've been vibing. When 20 minutes ago or yesterday or this morning, all you did was bitch and moan about the thing you didn't have or didn't get, or how you work so hard and it's not showing up, and I'm tired of it. And okay, whoa. I mean, we can escalate so quickly into little tornadoes. So we find that 3 to 5 minutes of closing your eyes and deep breathing, getting settled in your body and feeling every part of your body. I feel my toes, my ankles, my heels, my shins, my calves, my knees, my thighs, my hips, my lower spine, my belly, without judging any of it. And I feel it and I breathe it in and I exhale it. I'm so grateful that I have a body to move around and taste things, smell things, feel things. I'm so grateful that at the end of the day, we're going to the movies. I love the movies. I'm so grateful that tomorrow morning I'm going to be chatting with my cousin or, whatever, or I've got that meeting and, and I bought that new blouse and I'm so excited. So whatever it is, you want to lift your vibration and feel that excitement. Okay. Okay. We're going to block you. Thank you. And we wish you well in another dimension. And then we're going to delete the comment. Oopsie. Sorry about that. I clicked the wrong button. Kate, you're attracting these today, aren't you? Boundaries. All right, folks. Thank you for being here. Very quickly, just to say that I will be back on Thursday, May 2nd, for our next look in Facebook. I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about yet, but I'll be back at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, and I hope you can join me here. And if not, that's okay. You can catch me in a replay. Just remember to share, like, subscribe, and as always, I wish you peace. And I'm so grateful that you're here with me. And have a beautiful day, my friends. I'll see you next time.